Hey everyone. So today we're going to be doing the character that we first started on a few weeks ago, which is actually it was last week. Basically the scientist. We stopped around here, so today we're going to be continuing pretty much closing up the head and finishing up the small little deformities such as the nose, this piece right here, the mouth. Now if we look at the reference first, we do notice that one, he does have an odd shape, so we have to keep that in mind over here. And second, that there is an actual cheek that has to go here with a small little indentation in the middle. So all of these features you have to keep in mind for sure. And also right here that the bottom lip is actually a bit smaller than the top lip, so that's also something to consider. And all of these details are going to go at the end. For example, as well as the ear is going to go at the end, and then we're going to be doing, we'll be pretty much finishing up the face, going for the neck and the body, which is very easy to do the body pretty much. So let's continue here. First things first, I want to finish up the actual top of the head. So if you notice here, there's a few problems we're facing with the eyes. They're a bit too inside. So if you look here, there's a bit of a problem. So the way to fix this, we can do it with multiple ways. I can take an FFD from my actual modifier list, or move them separately, each vertex on each vertex on its own. But I would rather instead, I have to remove symmetry. There we go. I'd rather use this technique right here. So what I can do is press on my 1 key or select on the control points over here and try to move these a little bit outwards. Now if you notice it's going to be moving these, it's fine. These we can bring them back later on. So I can also select this, move it a little bit forwards. That should be a little bit better. Yeah, definitely better. Alright, and right click collapse all. So yes, it will create an edit poly. And now I can just take a little bit of these vertices right here. Again, it's all about vertex manipulation, making sure it fits, it looks correct. Don't overthink it, just try to do it as you go along. So these, just move them forwards a little bit, there we go. So now we have a bit of a smoother transition from the eye to the actual headpiece. Alright, so right now what we're going to do is start connecting a few segments together. So bridge, 2 segments, these two, we're going to weld them. In the end, we're pretty much going to be relaxing this entire area, so don't worry too much about the proper topology or anything like that. It's going to be fine. So bridge as well with 2, as well with 2. And don't worry, we're going to add a few segments here because that's very spread out. I'm just trying to connect them as I see them go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, sorry, it's this one with this one. So what we're trying to do is just block it out. Just don't worry about anything else, just block it out. I'm going to take this segment and move it into place. Select these vertices and make sure you weld them together. Make sure nothing else is selected in the back. Always keep in mind that. There we go. So these I'd rather not start from here. I would prefer following this one right here. So from here to here, same principle. 4, grab it, move it along to the correct position. I'm just moving them right where I see them, like they're gonna fit pretty much. There we go, just like that. And weld. So if you notice, we have a kind of a bump happening here, and we're gonna fix that in a bit. Not right now. All we're doing right now is just finishing up the actual headpiece. So here we notice we have a bit of a problem. We have 3 more sections we have to do 2 polygons here and we have 3 here. So we're gonna have to manipulate a few things. One, I can cut this in half. Sorry. There we go. Connect once. That should be enough. Let's see here. Alright, typically if there's some kind of formation like this that is pretty hard to grab, you can actually just take one single plane and just copy it around. So for an example, I can just take this one. It will be easier for me to manipulate it this way and shift click and move up, then back here. There we go, so I got it exactly where I want it to be. Then move shift click and move the position, move it along. Same, it looks very bad, but don't worry about that for now, at all. Your job right now is to pretty much think about how you can connect everything together and just finish up the actual head. Weld these, and weld this. Good. Move this downwards, and now we're going to start a little bit more of a topology flow here. Just to keep it consistent. It's really bulgy outside, so there we go. Alright. Let's go from the bottom as well. So we have 4. Just keep in mind 4. This is not going to be an indication. But the top piece is. There we go. So you can either cut these in half to connect. There we go. Now we have a perfect connection. And just grab these. This is exactly why we start with a very low polygon mesh, just because we're able to manipulate it a lot better and kind of put detail where it's supposed to be instead of adding too many polygons and ruin the entire mesh for you guys. So right here I can just bridge these single-handedly. Also, as a small shortcut to help you guys out, if you want to repeat the command inside of Max, it's actually the dot comma on your keyboard. Dot comma, and it will allow you to do a repeat function. You can put it as on your keyboard if you want to, as a keybind, no problem. I'm just gonna quickly weld a small section here just to make sure that everything is correctly done. There we go. So we blocked out the head. Problem is that the skull is way too big right now for the eye socket. So one thing we can do is relax this entire area. So I can just grab, for example, this polygon right here, or this one. Control click on the vertex on the right. It will select the area where I'm at and just say grow a little bit just to get a few more vertices right here. Perfect. I want to make sure I remove the middle sections of any vertex because this cannot move. This line right here cannot move for the symmetry to actually work. Then go down to your edit poly all the way down. Go to paint deformation and say relax. It's going to pull up a brush, and all you can do here is just click and it will just relax these vertices. Basically what it's doing is just realigning them just a little bit. There we go. Here I can push and pull as well, so I want to, that's a bit too much. So if it's too much brush strength, put it down all the way down to like 0.1 or something. There we go. And by pressing Alt, you're pushing in. So here I want a bit more out. Now it's only affecting the areas where I have it selected, so let's try without any selection. That way I can have a bit more of control of how I'm working with this. Push and pull. There we go. Don't do too much, just try to get the shape approximately right, because after that we're going to be relaxing a lot of the shape. So you'll be fine there. Good so far. I want the eye to bulge out a little bit more. There we go. Great. So I can have like the upper eyelid, basically, just for the actual eyebrows to come up. There we go. Next, our job is to block out the back of the head. So let's go back to normal edit poly. There we go. So this polygon is really bothering me the way it's actually tilted. So instead of doing something drastic here, I would rather just deleting this polygon right here, moving these a little bit backwards, keeping the shape for sure. So don't forget you can always use the reference. So there we go. Moving this a bit forward, a little bit forward. Just trying to keep the flow of topology correct. This one a little bit backwards. There we go. Much better. This one a little bit higher. Alright, good. And now I have to block out this area, so I'm just going to make sure I bridge again this section right here. So bridge. And now we can start building. Ooh, what the hell happened here? Alright, so let's just close this up and bridge again. So I've noticed my symmetry has pretty much moved or shifted a little bit, and I'll show you how to fix that later on. But for now, we just have to fix this piece right here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, let's start from here. So shift click, move, shift click, move. I'm moving on two different axes. So it's going to be the Z and I'm moving on the Y. So this is the section you're looking for right here. So let me just increase the size of the gizmo so you can see exactly where I'm going. There you go. So it's this one, this plane. And shift click right here. Or just bridge these two. Bridge. Let me make it smaller so we can see what we're doing. And typically I like to target weld. So this one goes here, this one goes here. There we go. Same principle here. So here let's just delete a few things. So to delete the segment, control backspace allows you to delete this section. Grab this, go here. I can either bridge 3 times. There we go, and move into position. I prefer actually copying the edges myself. I have more control over this because right here you don't know how it's gonna pop out precisely just like that. There we go. So here I can actually take my 1 key to get vertices and target weld this to here, this one to here. Great. Alright, so here we have a bit of a problem. Either we can cut this piece into 3, so we can accommodate these 3 segments, or I can just go here and close it up with 3s. I prefer taking it from here. Connect, I want 3 pieces, so it's 2 segments. There we go. And we're gonna cut this, so bridge. Again, comma and period comma. And here we have a quad which finishes off, which is pretty good. So here we can actually go, sorry, number 3 on my keyboard for the border right here, and just say cap. It will just close itself up. Alright, this we can readjust if you want to. I mean, what we can do here is actually just cut this entire thing into half and just start modeling it ourselves. So here for an example, I can just take this, create one single connection. Sorry, one single connection. There we go. Move this vertex a little bit low. Take this here. Bridge, I can have a triangle, but I prefer not. So what we can do here as well is have a quad here that goes up. So we can just take this here, cut this in half as well. And now we have a bit of a better representation of how to work with this. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Much better. We can delete this for now, just so we can see a bit better what's happening. So target weld, you here and you here. Okay. Now we just have to add topologies to make it fit properly. What I'm trying to do is get the affected area as further back as possible where we won't pretty much see it. Now, having it the way I had it is no problem at all. As long as you have a quad, which is a 4-sided segmented polygon, that's perfectly fine. Triangles are okay as well if you hide them pretty well. But n-gons, which is a polygon with 5 sides, that's very bad. That's something you never want to happen. So here, how can we fix this properly? I can have a quad here, but it's going to be pretty big. Even though I can split this in half, which goes all the way down to here, which is not ideal. Alright, let's just go with it. So take this here. Bridge, threes. It's very sharp. We're definitely going to fix that later with some push and pull. Weld this, weld that. And now we have here there we go. A quad and another cap quad right here. That's a bit better. The way it's forming, it's a lot better. So don't worry about this, we're going to fix it later. For now, we're just going to try to symmetry this, see if it's working properly. So symmetry, flip. Seems that the axis has actually gone somewhere else, so let me just delete the symmetry. To fix that, just grab your hierarchy right here, affect pivot point, and snap it to a point that is on the actual symmetry line. Reactivate symmetry and flip. You should be fine. So this bump is going to have to go. Let me make sure I can relax it first. So 1 on my vertex, relax, and just relax it a little bit here. Seems I have something selected. Let's delete symmetry just to make sure. Yep, I had something selected. There we go. Preferably work with a brush right here, brush strength that is very low, just so you can have more control over what you're doing. Too strong of a brush will cause you some problems. And it's really annoying to reverse that effect. Alright, here I need a bit of push. So I'm just going to push. Remember, if you want to pull, so this is Alt, it goes in. Normal click, it goes out. Alright, just to keep that in mind. Here, I want it to relax a little bit more. Here as well. There we go. Perfect. The back of the head is complete. Now, I need to get an actual cheek bone coming down from the side of the ear right here all the way down. So how do we do this? I need to grab either or polygon, doesn't really matter here. I can take these two right here, right on the side of the head. Okay, because these are going to be basically the jawline. And I'm going to draw shift click copy and just start moving. Make sure you rotate as you go, just to keep the flow of topology correct. And now we're going to grab these. So the head is a little bit too far in. There's still an indentation here, so what I'm going to do is just FFT first. 3x3. Or 4x4 actually, so I can get this middle line right here, perfect. And grab these. Slightly in, slightly out, a bit more in. There we go, that's much better. And make sure you right click and edit poly. Good, now I can continue. These are going to go here. This one's going to go right here. These, I need to rotate them a little bit to the side. Let me see them on the perspective view just so I don't mess it up. A little bit to the side, and they have to be a little bit tilted. There we go. Great. Let me see from the top view. He has a very harsh line, to be quite honest, but we do need a little bit more of a bump. What do I mean by a bump? So we're gonna take right here and just move it out a little bit. And right here, let me delete these. The bump is this. Basically, I just want to move this out a little bit to create this chin area and then go up where I'm supposed to. Just like that. Try to align them as best you can. Take these segments right here. Since I have two over here, I just want the same here. So ring, connect once. There we go. So you are going to be target welded over here, this one in the middle, and this one at the end, just to make them complete into one single object. So you see now, like, you have that little bump that comes out. It's very important. Maybe a little bit harsher as well. There we go. This one a little bit further out. Great. Alright, let me make sure I also rotate this a little bit. Now let's add some topology. By that I just mean let's just connect a few times, just to add a bit more geometry here. Connect, there we go, because we're going to start connecting from the eye socket all the way down. Now, don't forget, you do have that piece right here. This entire piece, the cheek, is very important. So you have this detail and this detail. So basically, when you look at it from the front view, let me remove the grid first. There we go. Let me hide this. So what we're going to be doing here is working on this section. Okay? This line right here represents an actual connection line that's going to be separating the cheek from the actual under the nose area. So it's very important for us to have that separate line that starts fading out over here, and you have that very harsh kind of a cheek that goes down all the way here. So we have to work on that. So what we can do here is just look at from the front view where this area goes down to. So we have these two polygons that we can use, definitely use for this. So first things first, I can create a small little segment right here. So grab that, connected bridge a few segments, and I'm just gonna be bumping it out just for the actual cheek. So now we're working on the cheek topology. So I want to get it out a little bit, and this one not as much, because it's gonna start transitioning from this. See, it's a bit too much, so go back in. Just look at it. Great, so we have that cheek right here. It's gonna pop up. Very good. This right here. Actually, we can start connecting this piece right here. Yeah, we can. Bridge. And this one needs to go somewhere here. No, this one's a bit too big. So just delete this one. Since we already have the formation of the cheek, let's just create a few connections here. There we go. Now we can start adding some detail, so don't worry too much. Okay, no. Small mistake. We completely forgot about the loop of the lips, which is very dangerous not to have. So we need to have these actual polygons, so this flow of topology right here, remove these, to actually be a little bit bigger. Just like that. Let me actually grab just the top piece right now. Yeah, let's go all the way up. So I'm going to take it to here. One more time. We're basically building the upper lip right here. And one more time. Very good. Alright, bottom lip as well. And this is the trick I'm going to use here. I'm actually going to create a small quad here to be able to separate everything together. And I'll explain to you guys what we'll be doing after that. There we go. Okay. Delete all this. So right here, I need the flow of topology, meaning that when I click on this and I say ring, it has to loop all the way here. So I need to connect these two as well. It won't let me. So what we're going to do here is select this edge right here. Pop it up. Weld these two together. Very good. And what we're going to do is try to see if the flow of topology will follow with it. It does not. Okay. We have a break in the flow, which is very bad. Delete, delete. Grab these and delete. We're going to grab this polygon. Copy. Rotate it. Copy down. Rotate it. Essentially, we're creating a triangle right here. And take it there. Weld these points together. Okay, so if I have a ring, it still does not follow. Interesting. I'm still missing a piece right here. Alright. So all I did right now is just copy the actual entire segment. I'm just going to move these a little bit to the side, right here up. And these downwards. This can stay in the middle, right here. Now, do I have a flow of topologies or ring? I do. Perfect, okay. So now we can actually start working. That's all you need right now. So make sure this is still stable right here. This little vertex needs to come forward. There we go. So you guys need to be welded. You guys as well. Make sure this one is still in line with the entire symmetry. Great. And weld. Weld. And here we have a bit of a problem, so we're gonna fix that very quickly. Delete all of this and remove all of these segments. There we go, cut in half. There we go. And now we can have these two welded together. Good. So this is extremely important for one reason and one reason only. It's just because of the animation principle. So that when you're actually animating the mouth to open and close and such like that, you need to have those motions, those polygons that can allow the mesh to move towards that if you're going to be smiling or frowning. It's very important. So now I can delete all of these and redo that section. So here I can actually grab these here. I'm just basically snapping them into place using access constraints, sorry. So let's just go here. Good. Bridge, not that many, just one for now. If I need more, I just cut it. There we go. I don't need this segment right here. Push this. And now we can start closing up the nose. So 1, 2, 3, here I should have a quad that finishes up, so bridge, take a connection right here, connect, triangle, should be okay here. It's not going to be mobile, it's not going to move or animate anyway. So the part that's going to animate on the nose is this part, if anything. So here I have 3. We should be able to fix this properly. So I need to keep the loop, that's for sure. So I need to respect this 3 and this 4. So all I'm going to do here is delete everything. Just like so. And make sure that I respect that little segment. First of all, let me remove the nostrils. I know where they're going to go. all these, and you need to go target weld all the way there. Good. Same principle, just grab these, bridge, 3. So this is where a lot of people will have a bit of difficulty with what I'm doing right now. It's because each one has its own mesh or separation, unless you follow my tutorial to the letter. But each person will have a different type of actual character in front of them. It won't be exactly like mine. So you have to keep that in mind, that you have to pretty much just adjust and manipulate your character the way you see it fit. It just has to look like that. And it has to have the eye loop, the nose loop, and the mouth loop. That's about it. The rest is just the way you want to create it. You're free to do so. And I have a nice little quad that formed up here, which is great. And cap this. Okay. So the nostril is going to go somewhere here. So what I'm going to do is just rotate this a little bit. There we go. I'm going to bevel. Oop, sorry. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to inset. Not too much. Good. Extrude inwards. One more extrude, make it smaller. And rotate this inside. Okay, let me turbo smooth this so I can see how it looks. It's a little bit forward, but this we can actually fix with push and pull. But so far, looking good. By the way, if you want to preview your mesh without turning on turbo smooth, what you can do here is either have it on and off, or just go down to subdivision surface, use NURBS, and you can see how it's going to look. Just like that. Okay? Or just have turbo smooth on the entire time and just like turn it off and on. Okay? So this nostril will fix later. Now we have to continue on this piece. So I want the cheek to go down here. So I need this polygon right here to actually create me that segment that I'm looking for. There we go. I'm just going to grab it till here because I want that piece. That's the most important one right now. Great. Okay. Cut this into a few pieces. Sorry, this video is going to be a bit long. It's okay. Good. So now we're going to connect this to here. Bridge twice. This to here, and then we form this up later. Don't worry too much about it. But I need this form to be correct first. So these, and an extra segment right here. So stay exactly where they are. Cut this in half. So now it's all about manipulating the polygons so you can fit this special detail inside of the mesh. That's very important. The character reference says we need to have it, we need to have it. Connect right here. Weld. Move forward on this one. Okay, so I have another segment right here, and this one has to go down right here. So, bridge. Very big polygons, don't worry too much now. Just block it out, but get the form right. I mean by the form is that the cheek has to pop out first. So weld, and it's not popping out yet, so this one will have to go inwards, just like so. And grab, connect, you need to go up there. To target weld, and go up there. There we go. Very good. So now I can delete this one. We have the form, right? This form is gonna go double. So this piece, ring, I need to cut in half, and I'm gonna show you why. we're gonna grab both of these. This as well, cut in half. Good. This here, bridge 1, 2, 3. That's a 2, that's a 3. Good. Grab this vertex, target weld to the top. This vertex, target weld to the top. Okay. Now you see that harsh edge that formed? That's exactly what we're looking for. Here I need it to be a bit more forward. There we go. Very good. And now this can follow up with everything else. So here we have a polygon I can connect, another polygon I can connect, so I can take this ring, cut in half, bridge once, bridge, very good, remove these. So if you notice, I don't have a set plan on how to create a character, it's just I follow the flow, I just know how to start and where I'm supposed to end this entire character. Bridge, we have a line in the middle, so bridge, grab these, ring, cut in half. This one I needed to start going towards this polygon. Now this goes to here. Bridge, ring, cut in half. This one goes here. Bridge. This piece will adjust later. This can follow that, which is good. So what I'm gonna do is bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, perfect. Target weld on my vertices. Weld, 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 and grab this last one. There we go. So these are a lot of polygons. We can adjust this a little bit more. Either we can add on the bottom or we can remove from the top. In this case, since the lip is pretty well where I want it to be, I'd rather just actually add on the bottom. So let's add a few here. So here I can add 2. So we have an n-gon. That's very bad. So what we're going to do here is add a few more. Just one connection here. There we go. Now we have a quad. Can just move this up and I have a quad here. Good. So now I have to fix this area right here. So what I can do, either I can take this right here, ring, connect once, and weld. But this will give us an n-gon right here. It's kind of dangerous. There's like 5 sides that are joining up to 1. Or I could just move this a little bit up and create an actual quad with my cap. No, definitely not. I'd rather do the welding. Weld. As long as my topology allows me to ring around the mouth, I'm happy. Ring around the nose, I'm happy. Eyes, happy. Good. And now we can close out this area. Oops, sorry. So connect. Let's add a few more connections here. We might need some details. Not details, just to be able to close it up properly. So let's just do that. Okay. This is fine. This can get welded. Here we go. This can go here. This can go here. And on the side of the mouth, I don't mind. I could have an actual triangle right here. Turbo smooth. And now I have the actual Sorry, let me make it a bit clearer. There we go. So I have that line that I was looking for. This is very important. All right. So for the next tutorial, we're definitely going to be finishing up the face, the back of the head, the entire area of the neck, how to connect the neck, how to do the ears, and putting in the actual details such as the eyes, the loops, and all of that. All right. So thank you very much for following me so far. If you like the content, please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so I can know if you're looking for something specific. And make sure that if you have any questions, you ask them in the comments. I'll be more than willing to answer them as soon as I can. Thank you so much, guys. Goodbye.